Sherdog.com here with Bellator light heavyweight champion Phil Davis. Your first title defense in New York City, Madison Square Garden, Ryan Bader. What are your thoughts on this? How are you processing this entire experience, this entire fight week?
Man, it's one of the biggest fights in my career on the biggest stage I've ever fought on. So it's right up there in terms of amazing experiences already. I haven't even done nothing yet. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Is it difficult for you to kind of keep all those nerves in check? I mean, this is a guy that holds a win over you, coming in here, first time in Bellator, fighting for your belt.
It's weird, he does hold a win over me, and on one hand, I guess you should have that uneasy feeling, but I just feel like there's no uneasiness about me. I'm just 100% confident in this fight.
He said that he's watched your Bellator run. He doesn't feel like you're much of a different fighter than you guys faced the first time. Do you feel like that you've made gains?
I'm glad he feels that way. It's hard to see, when someone's had a growth unless you're actually in there. It's hard for you to say, I don't feel like his hands are that better. Oh, no, that's fine. I've almost knocked out everybody I fought. So, from everyone from Carmine to Mo to Liam McGarry, I don't need confirmation from anybody that I've grown during that period. So, it's not my job to go and convince the competition that I've got better. Good for you. We'll find out who's right.
Are you a guy that holds on to that kind of stuff? Did you want to run this one back with him?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a very forgiving guy, but when it comes to competition, you better believe it. You better believe I want that win back. And that is not an area where I am forgetful or merciful.
Why is this fight going to be different than the first?
There's a lot of reasons. Well, I'm just in a better place in my career. I'm in a better place with my skill set. I'm just growing and learning and constantly getting better. But more importantly, there was some other just silly stuff that went on. And it's just we fought at 4 in the morning in Sweden. Legitimately 4, not like, oh, it was late, but whatever. No, 4 in the morning was like the time that the show started. It was dumb, man. It was just awful. Nobody had a good night that night. Even if you won that night, we were like, man, this really kind of sucked.
In addition to fighting at a normal time,
right? Yeah.
Do you feel like the 5 rounds plays to your advantage?
I think 5 rounds always plays to my advantage. I outlast everyone. I outstrike everyone. I don't see anyone. No one can go further than me. No one wants it more than me. 5 rounds is always in my advantage.
How satisfying would it be to be able to get this fight back from him and have it be your first title defense at Madison Square Garden here in New York?
Oh, man. They're all 3 satisfying things all rolled into one. Oh, getting back a loss, first title defense, Madison Square Garden. It's just like, man, it's any one of them, independent from the other 2, it was just fine. It would have been a great night. But all 3 of them in one night, it's awesome, man.
I'm sure you watched his career progress since your guys' meeting. Do you feel like he's changed at all? Has his fight style changed? Has he progressed? Has he added anything to his game? Is there anything that you're worried about now that you weren't worried about in the first fight?
Not necessarily. I think I don't think he's one of the guys that just sits around and does nothing. But I think I have a good understanding for what I'm looking for and exactly how I'm going to win this fight.
Do you feel like it makes it to that final bell?
I don't think it makes it to the final bell. I do not.